Alright, I'm redoing this intro because music was playing and it got in the way of the voice, so just redoing. So yeah, I'd figured I'd like record a commentary on like my 2025 Spotify Wrapped and just give like a reflection on like how this year has been going for me.
Yeah, I have that's a lot of minutes there. I don't actually remember my 2024 analytics. I could bring those up later. But yeah, 106,000 minutes. That's 73 days of straight music. That's a lot of music. I feel like I've just grown more and more just attached to it. Tastes like me cannot be defined. I've listened to, that is a lot of genres. I feel like that is somewhat accurate, but also like it really depends on like how many subgenres exist. So I don't know how well this represents my actual taste variety. But yeah, hyperpop, of course. Power metal, yeah, always. Video game music, I mean, yeah, I've listened to a couple soundtracks here and there. I didn't think it would crop up to be this high. Art pop, hell yeah. And yeah, hip-hop, I've actually gotten into a lot of hip-hop this year, so that's pretty nifty, I would say. There's a lot of artists from that lane that I've gotten into over the course of 1 year, and honestly, it's been pretty fire. I've been enjoying it. And this is just diabolical way to introduce this segment. But 21, I guess, early 2020 stuff I've been listening to a lot. I mean, yeah, I've been listening. I got into like System of a Down and Daft Punk. I guess that counts as early 2020s. At least like my age is like close enough to my listening age is close enough to my real one. So at least I'm not like too like floored by it, you know. 4,805. That is a monumental amount of songs. I couldn't count that if I tried. And my number one, I've already viewed this, and I actually guessed it right. I was obviously expecting this. I remember listening to this so much. But you want to know what I wasn't expecting? 243. This is fucking ridiculous. I know I listen to it a lot, but that's even for me, that's like, wow. Yeah. And the runner-up being the fucking Wallflower Equation. Like, oh my god. This was a Monarch year. And yeah, there's a whole playlist. I'll view that later. 301 albums. Yes, long live the album. Finally some representation of albums from Spotify. Like, oh my god, it's been so like reliant on playlists as of like, I don't know, a few years now. And like, oh my god, when are we going to get back into albums? Thank you for at least acknowledging this. And, no surprise there, it's Monarch. And I've done the math. Nearly 57,000 minutes. And when you take into account the length of Monarch, this equates to roughly 68 listens, or 68 full listens anyway. And that's just an average. Because, remember, the Wallflower Equation, I listened to the Wallflower Equation over, like, 130 times, I think. It's very lopsided, like the dividend for all the length. It doesn't matter because it's all one album and it's all fucking nuts. I guess that's just the power of like a late 2024 album, because this album has had so much lasting power on me, and I do not regret making it my 2024 album of the year one bit. Yeah, this is a testament to that. Oh yeah, and the other albums, Undertale soundtrack, which is quite surprising, honestly, but when you think about it, like, it is like a two hour album, and I have just been like repeatedly listening, so even if like none of them are like replayed songs, it kind of makes sense because I've listened to the entire Undertale soundtrack front to back a lot, and it's not even on Spotify too. Like sometimes I have a CD that I listen to it with. I listen to that even more. Revenge Seekers, yes, Jane Remover has been just having an amazing 2025, and this album is very indicative of that. I've just been loving it, and I think partially because like the first single was on January 1st, and the whole album dropped in April, so I've just had a lot to digest it. Love and Pony Step, of course, another great Violet album. It came out a little later, so it would probably be higher on the list if I had more time, but either way, I've really been enjoying it. Prefer Not to Say is actually quite surprising, though. Yeah, it was like late 2024 when it dropped. It's still like, I'm kind of surprised that I've still been listening to it now. I'm surprised that it's turned up on the analytics like this later down the line. I have been like noticing a pattern with these. All of these are really long albums. Like Revenge Seekers is obviously an exception, but that one has a lot of replay value for me. But these ones are just really long, so I think just any full listen to them would just grant them a bunch of minutes. Plus, like one of the closing track on Prefer is like one of my favorite closing tracks ever, and I've replayed that a lot, so I think that definitely added a lot. It's a 7-minute monster of a track. Anyway, yeah, my artists, these ones, Pendulum, Violet, Darkside, Bring Me, and Jane Remover, of course. And who claimed the top spot? Yeah, we get to see this cool race. This is a nice feature. And of course, immediately Violet takes it and leads with it for the rest of the year. I mean, since discovering her music in like October, I've just been nonstop on the grind. And whenever I dig further into her discography, like it's just another thing into my rotation. I don't know. It's just her music has just been really compelling to me. So this makes a lot of sense. Also, 14,000 minutes and it's 0.06% of global fans. Let's go. That is like hell yeah, dedication. Top 300. This does feel like the big leagues. I feel like a fan, and it feels awesome. I love it. Jane Remover, like I said, I've been having a crazy year with Revenge Seekers, but I've also, just nonstop census designated and frailty listens. And I also discovered Diarycore. I know it's not on the Jane Remover profile, but it's still been, those projects have also been like a whole ear opener for me. And I think it's also like helps me go back to Revenge Seekers and put it in even more context. I already liked it, and now I like it even more when hearing Diarycore. So that's really amazing. And Pendulum, I mean, they had Inertia, but also just I couldn't stop listening to Immersion. It's just a fantastic album. And Inertia has some of their most addictive and replayable songs for me personally, and I've been loving them. Yeah, tightest and most like catchy songs, and I feel like that's just like what's been getting me. Bring Me the Horizon, I'm kind of surprised or maybe I think I listened to them more in early 2025 because I haven't nearly listened to them as much in like the past couple months, but I can see why this is here. And they also dropped that Lo-Fi album because I listened to that a lot too, so that definitely boosted up the minutes. And then Darkside, I like me some experimental psychedelic prog rock, and Psychic in particular has been like just like a non-stop like tight album listen that I love the sequence of, so that's been feeding them countless minutes. And also their new album Nothing had quite a few replayable songs for me: Groucho Max, SNC, Are You Tired, as well as American References and Hell Sweet Part 2. Pretty addictive songs from them personally, and I've just been loving what they've been doing. There's a billion more top artists that I wish got on here. Floating Points would have absolutely just soared to the top. And same with Death Grips. Even I guess I did discover them like pretty mid 2025, so I guess I didn't get to them. I guess I really wish Death Grips got here. And same with Deftones as well. I've been just on the Deftones rabbit hole, and it's been fucking great. And I wish I wish for more. That's it. And now a word from one of my favorites.
Hey, it's Pendulum. Thanks for streaming Inertia in 2025. See you next year.
Yeah, I guess it's just like the highest artist that actually like recorded one of these. I don't think Jane Remover or Violet recorded one, so this is what these artists thanking Spotify listeners for the years. It's cool. It's nice. It's a cheeky little feature. Yeah, then there's this, which feels more cosmetic than actually like giving me statistics, but it's all right. I guess this is the type of club I'm in, and yeah, this is actually really accurate, to be honest. Like I always love like making like playlists for like car rides and etc. And if you ask me to like put together a list of songs for like a specific situation, I could probably do it. So yeah, this makes a lot of sense. Yeah, we got Pendulum there, Jane Remover, Porter Robinson as well, hell yeah. Underscores, Tanger, Gex, why not? We get the cool little like shareable cards that come with Spotify Wrapped. You get different designs and it's pretty awesome. I like this one the best. These cards like summarize the whole thing, even though it's not a full representation. It definitely like it definitely says a lot, and I think this one does. Top genre hyperpop, that's like almost true. I did get into a lot of metal, but I feel like metal was just like such an umbrella term that like there were too many subgenres for one to really like push to the top. Yeah, I guess hyperpop is the blanket term that came out on top. Oh, and there's also this thing which some cool little like this day X happened or whatever. So yeah, February 16th, most diverse day. Violet and Windrose. Then we had Minecraft and Judas Priest and the Fat Rat. 495 minutes, 95 tracks, and 70 artists for a 28 genre sprint on your most diverse day. That is quite a lot, honestly. But 28 genres, it really just depends on what all the subgenre labels say. So I don't know how many grains of salt to take this with. Most nostalgic day. This is really subjective, but Minecraft Melodies, Pendulum, yeah, C418 with Lena Raine and Aaron Cheroff. I feel like that all came from like the Tricky Trials soundtrack. Pendulum and Darkside to amp things up. I don't think Darkside's for amping up. I feel like Darkside is for like spacing out, not in like a degrading way, but like I feel like they'd be less for like having like a big party. They're more meditative. I feel like that's what they are. 457 minutes, 116 tracks, and 35 artists. I guess that could theoretically fall under nostalgia, and with like all the soundtrack work, especially with Minecraft, it kind of makes sense. But I don't know about this one. Most energetic day, metal and drum and bass, of course. Windrose and Icebreaker, Ailstorm, Bring Me, Pendulum, and 510 minutes. That's a lot. A marathon, even. And my biggest music listening day. This actually isn't even true, because 702 minutes is only 11 hours. I've listened to Snake Pit multiple times, not on Spotify, but like Snake Pit, that's almost 13 hours. So yeah, this is actually quite inaccurate, but it's only on Spotify, so I guess it counts. But yeah, biggest music listening day. The day you let Minecraft soundtracks and Metal Axe's Battle for the Sun. That is a wild-ass headliner. So yeah, C418, Ethel Cain, Windrose, Violet, probably Monarch, Porter Robinson and Lena. Technically my biggest listening day, but I don't think it is. Yeah. All right. So yeah, I think that's about it. And also there's this Wrapped Party feature that I haven't tried yet, but seems interesting enough. Maybe I'll try it later. That was my 2025. Oh right, I have to I gotta see the playlist. Yeah, Play Dead and Wallflower being I listen to them so much, and the fact that Wallflower is 12 minutes long and I played it 135 times. It's kind of more impressive than Play Dead, actually. We got Kingslayer, of course. I feel like that was definitely in the early half of 2025. Save the Cat by Pendulum, one of their most addictive songs, and it's also so fucking ear candy. The production, it's amazing. I feel like it's one of their all-time best songs. And same with Groucho Max too, by Darkside. Fucking amazing. Okay, yeah, and then we got a bunch of Revenge Seekers stuff and even more later down, because absolutely insane shit to hear, and I just cannot get enough of it. Especially JR with like the fact that it was the first song to drop this entire year, so I've just had a whole year to digest it, and it's been just one of the most wild Jane Remover songs out there. Yeah, this was literally the first song of the year for me, January 1st. And then we got Architects here with Whiplash. Yeah, one of their catchiest and most aggressive tracks in this new era of alternative Architects, and I'm absolutely loving it. The hook is badass. Yeah, I love it. It's amazing. Yeah, and then we got more Violet, and then we have Del Oro by Floating Points, which is one of my favorite, just like danceable, like minimal but danceable songs, and I've just been jamming to it, just dancing around in my own house. It's been really, really amazing to hear. All the production with the synthesizers that are like really quiet, but like they get louder. It's one of the most unique experiences in music. I know. And then we get Death Grips with Bottomless Pit. I Will Fuck You in Hell. This is the highest Death Grips is on any of my Wrapped things this year. And I'm happy it's Bottomless Pit. I mean, goddamn, the violence and the absolutely... It's just a headbanger and a half, and I love it. Anyway, we got more Frailty, Census, Frailty again, And then Web Punk, which has from Love and Pony Step, one of my favorite tracks, banger ass single to the album too. I've seen people say, I haven't listened to Kesha, but I've heard people compare it to Kesha a lot, and like with all those like hype synths and electronic club friendly aesthetics, I feel like I can understand that, but this one definitely feels like it's specific to Violet enough. Especially like with that dubstep drop in the bridge, and just like the overall vibe, and the song itself is about like internet piracy and stuff. It's amazing. Yeah, then we get more Dark Side. Halo, which is one of their older stuff, but it's on Inertia now, so it made me go back to it. Nearly as amazing as Save the Cat. And that Bullet for My Valentine feature also adds a lot. We also got stuff from Immersion. Oh yeah, and Deftones. Amazing album from them, and this song has just been like non-stop replays. One of my favorite like just metal songs of this year, because it's the sequence and like how it flows is so fucking tight but amazing, and the production across the entire album, and this track included, ear pleasure. Frozen Piss 2, of course. This is, in my opinion, despite the title, it's one of my favorite Ailstorm songs. One of the best ones they've ever released, in my opinion. The flow is amazing, and it goes so hard. Production is epic as hell. Oh yeah, and then we got Panic Attack by Judas Priest. They had an amazing 2024, and I went to one of their shows recently this year, and I wish they played it, but either way, this song is one of their best openers, in my opinion. Probably their best since Painkiller. It's a non-stop headbanger. And then we also got As It All Falls Down by Six Impala, which is one of the. It's somehow even more addictive than Eardrum. Give me more of this blasphemous punk. I don't know what to call it, but like it's unhinged and in the best way. More Gin Remover, Floating Points, Pendulum. Golden Arrow by Darkside, another one of the long-ass songs that I just can't get enough of listening to, because this one, 11 minutes. It's one of the best songs they've ever made, in my opinion. And then we got Porter Robinson. Hell yeah. Kind of wish I listened to him more this year, but, I'll take what I can get. And then, surprise, surprise, Knocked Loose with Moss Covers All, of all songs to be my most replayed, but I mean, I guess it makes sense since I was making a Geometry Dash level to this song. Actually, fun fact, Knocked Loose is the only artist that has a full album of theirs in my top 100. I guess that's just because I feel like it's such a listen to all tracks album, Like, I haven't stopped listening to the album as a whole, rather than, like, individual songs. More stuff. Milk of the Madonna is a banger. Cops and Rubbers by Underscores. Underscores definitely had more of like a 2024 year than 2025, but still got many bangers on Wall Socket. All right, Napalm, drop bombs, we about to go. Napalm, banger song with Joey Valence and Bray in the mix too. And we also got Fish Whisperer represent Hell Yeah with Typewriter, banger, very enveloping banger, and I love it. More Death Grips, Dream Sequence, one of my favorite Jane Remover songs of all time. I think it goes hard as hell, and the production is very, very beefy, and I love it. More Judas Priest, The Serpent and the King. I was not doing it justice at all. Oh yeah, and then we got Violet Pony again with My Love's a Quickscope, another great single to the album. Oh yeah, and then we got Blood Incantation with The Stargate Tablet 1, one of my favorite metal songs I feel like I've just ever listened to. When it shifts from like death metal to the prog, and then it goes into that synth solo and the guitar solo, it just feels like I am floating through the universe, and I just love it. Oh yeah, and then we got Falling in Love with a Corporate Illustration. Amazing 9-minute monster that has no business being in like a pop EDM album, but it goes so hard, and I think it works so well with it. Okay, what I meant by like being in a pop EDM, it's like most pop and EDM songs are like usually within like a set length. This is like not only a fusion of both of those aesthetics, but it also just spreads it out over an insane runtime, and I feel like it benefits from that. Okay, and then we got Somewhere Someday by Tanger featuring Lorem Ipsum. I think that's how you say it. One of my favorite album closers of all time. Like, oh my god, it just feels like such a final like culmination of everything into one like epic finale. And like the chord progressions and the absolutely noisy mixing on it to like make it sound as chaotic as possible, but also massive and like energetic. It's really one of a kind, I gotta say. More Architects, Ailstorm, we got Hush, we got Gunk, Rave Material 101, Porter, we got Vorso. I really needed to listen to more Vorso in 2025 because goddamn, some of his stuff is just out of this world, both sonically and in this case with the core EP, literally. This New Trajectory track it's got a lot of swing to it in like some of its groovier sections, and even if it doesn't, it's still got some insane sound play. I'm loving it. All right, then we got more Bring Me with Mantra, amazing pop metal. Nothing more to say. Pendulum, Floating Points. Oh yeah, and then we got Violet with Digital Flower Field, which is, yeah, I think one of the best choruses Violet has ever written, in my opinion, and it goes so hard. And yeah, our last Revenge Seekers thing, there were probably like a couple other tracks that made it like really close, but didn't quite make the cut because I don't know, maybe I just didn't revisit them as much. Either way, I still loved it. Squeezing its way into the 100 spot is Close to Heaven by V&V Nation, which in my opinion is one of the most uplifting songs that has come out of the V&V Nation project. And goddamn, it is this a 7-minute roller coaster that is just engaging every step of the way, and I'm loving it. And yeah, that is my top 100. I'm still kind of in awe that I listened to Play Dead 243 times. And in total, this is equated to 8 whole hours. I don't really know how to take that, I guess, because it maybe it varies from like person to person, but who knows? That's the statistics. So yeah.